everybody. Hope you're staying warm. It's freezing cold here. We are weathering out the winter apocalypse of 2026. It's actually 46 degrees here in Georgia, but it is getting dark outside, and the radar's saying it's gonna be chilly. Oh, what's going on, everybody? Happy Saturday. It's a half hour. Me, Aaron McLean, and my host as usual. Oh, hey, it's Chase. What's going on, man?
Hey, I am doing good. I am also extremely cold. As you can see, I'm wearing, instead of a usual horror shirt, one of my many horror shirts, I'm actually wearing a big sweater today because it is cold outside.
KG's calling me out. Come on, we live in Georgia. It's not cold. No, it's not cold at all, but it's going to get cold. I mean, they're saying like 20 inches of ice and snow, Yeti attacks, batten up your windows, board them up. They're threatening the storm of the century. We'll see what happens, but I'm staying bundled, thinking warm thoughts. We got some chilly horror movies to talk about today. I thought this would be fun with all the winter warnings happening to put a list together of some of our favorite cold horror movies. But before we do that, Oscars, Chase, they announced the Oscars today. Pretty exciting, right?
It's, here's the thing. Just a few years ago, the big discussion amongst the horror community and the horror fandom was that horror always gets snubbed. Last year, you have a Cronenberg Yuzna style body horror film get nominated for Best Picture, excuse me, Best Director, Best Actress, several other awards. This year, a new record has been set. The most nominated film in Oscar history is now a vampire film.
A vampire action film.
How insane is that?
Look, I'll take it. I'm so excited. I love Sinners. I think it deserves all the accolades. It is so funny to see suddenly how divisive it becomes when it's like everybody likes Sinners, and now it's like, oh, it doesn't deserve all of this. It's like it was great, and I think the thing about the Oscars is sometimes it's not about which movie was the best. It was which one was across the board the least the least bad. So it's like there's an evening out finally. I'm just glad it's a horror movie. I'm glad that it's Sinners. I hope it wins everything. Ugly Stepsister getting a nod for makeup and costumes.
Actually, I was going to ask you about that. Because as we know, so Ugly Stepsister is a Norwegian film that was picked up for its U.S. distribution by Shudder.
Yep.
Which is the horror exclusive streaming service. Now they're leaning into theatrical releases. Mm-hmm. A company owned by the AMC channel.
Yep.
Which, Aaron, you're an employee of as the visual effects supervisor of The Walking Dead. How cool is that to be an employee of a company that now has an Oscar-nominated film under its belt?
It's very cool. It's very interesting, though, because it's like, yeah, it's very interesting to see how people react to it and how excited they get. And, I hope AMC is one of those companies that just buys movies that they think are good and then they put them on Shudder. Shudder especially does this. I've pitched to Shudder several times and they never want to give you money, but they'll buy it if you make it. And I think all credit goes to Ugly Stepsister and whoever said, yeah, we should buy that movie because it is, again, another great body horror. But also... And somebody from Fangoria wrote this. This isn't my opinion, but I agree with it. And I wish I could remember the author's name, but she's one of the contributors to a lot of Fangoria articles. And she said very rarely does a movie touch on body dysmorphia in a way that hits this hard. Concepts of anorexia, addicted to facial surgeries, but to do it in this time period and to make it this gnarly and to make it a horror film is brilliant. And you very rarely get any movie touching on that because it's a very taboo subject still, but amazing. Good for them. Can't wait. Hope they win that. Aunt Gladys getting nominated for
Amy
Weapons.
Madigan for Weapons. Good for her. We were talking about her last week. She is one of those actresses who is a very accomplished actress
Hmm.
But really, the last 30, 35 years, she really hasn't had kind of a significant role like this. And, now, ever since Weapons, she's like one of the most talked about actresses in the world. Like, it is like the definition of a huge career resurgence, and absolutely deserved. She was incredible as
Just
Aunt Gladys in Weapons. And I'm,
so weird. She crushed this role and had so much fun doing it. Like, I very rarely do you see a character that you're like, where did they find this person? Unrecognizable as the actress who she is. She's playing a character that I completely believe that they went and found this weird witch lady and just put her in the movie. She feels so real and so over the top, but in a way that is just so unique to what this movie is. And the movie isn't the same without her. She
yeah,
she is it's almost like a Jack Torrance thing. Like, she's almost a Muppet. Like, she is the Muppet in the movie. She's over the top in a way that is just eating up all day. So good. Yes, the scene in the kitchen. I mean, just anytime she starts wrapping the ribbon around the thorny bush, you're like, no, 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 no. What's gonna happen? So good.
and
Jacob
just to
Elordi for
think,
Frankenstein.
yeah,
Go ahead.
Frankenstein. Oh, what I was going to say about Weapons. Originally, I don't know if you heard the story. It was a completely different cast, but because of scheduling issues and stuff, pretty much I think all of them except for Austin Abrams, who played the young drug
Oh,
addicted
yeah.
homeless kid, um, were like he's the only one that was originally cast and stayed in his role because of
Mm.
scheduling conflicts, other issues. And just to think like how different would that movie have been still as impactful with the original cast? Like, I think the cast they got as the replacement, you have Josh, not only just Amy Madigan, Josh Brolin, Julia Garner, Benedict Wong, just absolutely incredible.
It really was. They were very lucky to get the movie they got, especially after like a reshuffling like that.
Yeah.
Very rarely is that a good thing, but man, I can't see. I
It's
couldn't
turned
see that
out for
movie.
the better.
Yeah, I couldn't see this movie without a cast like this. Josh Brolin, man, what a get. Yeah, Jacob Elordi, Frankenstein getting some nods.
Yeah,
Very well earned.
best pictures, 9 nominations total. Very happy for Jacob Elordi. He is one of those actors over the last few years has really proven himself as a
Hmm.
great actor. He was, I think, for the longest time looked at as just pretty boy who's going to just be in teen rom-coms. Like,
Yep.
I mean, don't get me wrong, young, good-looking guy.
Yep.
But I think when Euphoria came out and he played just kind of this villainous antagonistic role, like people were like, damn, he's really good. Then it was like Saltburn came out a couple years ago. People, damn, he's really good. And
Yeah.
then I think Frankenstein is just when people were like, yeah, he's great. And I'm so happy. I actually listed a few weeks ago on my Instagram stories, I listed my favorites and film of the year.
Yep.
He was my favorite performance of the year last year, and I'm just elated to see him get an Oscar nomination for it for Frankenstein.
Yeah, he was really impressive. I mean, he really brought so much character and heart to that creature, and yeah, I really hope he does well. It's a great year for horror. There's been a lot of really good horror movies, as we talked about in our last episode, like some of the best we've seen. And it's great to see that horror is continuing to just get better and better, and the prestige of it. I'm loving it. But like I said, we're not talking about Oscars. We're not talking about award shows. We're talking about chilly, icy, frigid horror films. And I'm going to kick our list off. I'm going to kick it off with a 1951 film that has been remade at least twice. This is The Thing from Another World. The original version of John Carpenter's The Thing. This is the black and white version. And if you guys haven't seen it, it's pretty interesting. Thing from Another World. The creature is just a monster. He's a creepy guy, alien guy. He's got spikes on his hands. He's like a plant monster. That's what they find out. Like, their blood test is like with plants. It's a fun movie. Pretty good. It's Christian Nyby, who but it was like a B movie that suddenly was like, people were like, this is great. And then obviously, famously remade in the 80s by John Carpenter to be one of the best horror films of all time.
One thing I actually forgot to grab. Let me go get it. But
oh, the stack. If you guys haven't seen it, it's worth watching. It's a cool drive-in 1951 movie, black and white, pretty solid. It's more of a juggernaut film where the creature's trying to break through the door, they're trying to board up the door. It's fun. Nothing compares to its remake. But if you want to see a fun movie, The Thing. Nothing gets better than this, man. Have you seen the original?
So I have not seen the original. I've seen, of course, the 1982 version, which is one of my all-time favorite films. I mean, hell, the poster art is my avatar for all my social medias. It has been for like the past 5 years.
Yes.
It's, I still need to check out the one from the 1950s, but I'm pretty sure we'll get to the 1982 version later, but yeah.
Oh, we can talk about we could roll right into it if we want to. Like I said, how can you not say that it's one of the best horror films ever made? It is, and when you talk about chilly, man, it looks so cold. I mean, they made that movie in the Arctic for a lot of it. It ends in the cold, ends with them just freezing, waiting for the fires to die. I don't know if you saw recently, Ryan Coogler, Sinners director, went on Stephen Colbert's show and he said, "You love The Thing. Thing's my favorite movie." They both were talking about it. It's Stephen Colbert's favorite movie. And he goes, "Do you know who the Thing is at the end of is it Childs or is it McCready?" And Ryan Coogler said, "I got to talk to John Carpenter, and he told me that there is an answer, but he didn't tell me who it was, and he doesn't even know if he knows who it is. But they filmed it several different ways, and I've heard some different speculations about how you can tell, and I heard it's in the eyes, their eyes glint in a way, and so it's pretty interesting. But I thought that was really cool that Ryan Coogler's a big fan of that movie. Of course, why not? Why would you be?
I guess you could say John Carpenter told Ryan Coogler no.
No, as I have famously been told so many times by John Carpenter. I love The Thing. It doesn't get any better when it comes to like icy horror, Arctic horror. How do you feel about that remake in 2011?
Wait, there's a remake in 2011?
I
never heard of it. It's a piece of shit, but
yeah.
I mean, it could have been good if they used. The thing is, they had practical effects. They filmed for it. And it would have looked incredible. I've seen the behind the scene videos for it. And it would have been a pretty decent, okay movie if they had used the practical effects, but they went and used, I don't know if it was a studio thing, but they wanted the CGI. And it's like, why?
The producers thought the rubber looked fake, and so they CGI'd over everything, which is like, that's what people want. That's what they want. They want the rubber effects. We want ooey gooey practical rubber monsters, and man, that would have been the raddest thing.
It's just wild to me that The Thing, which the 1982 version, which is known for its state of the art practical effects, then you do a sort of prequel remake, to it.
Yeah.
But they're like, we have these state of the art practical effects. We can kind of model that. We have these of practical effects, but nah, this prequel, that's a this prequel, it would just use CGI, like.
Yeah. So here's a great analogy that somebody said. Amber T on Letterboxd wrote, "If The Thing 2011 had utterly nothing to do with The Thing 82, it would have been an enjoyable average watch. But the fact that it's trying to stand alongside Carpenter's genius, it just shows all of its faults. If it had just been like, I'm an alien in the snow movie, it would have been like, yeah, was cool. That was cool. It's kind of like The
Yeah,
Thing.
yeah.
I like The Thing. It would have drawn a positive comparison, but if it's like I'm a prequel to one of the greatest movies ever made, it's begging you to judge it harsher.
You're already
Yeah,
facing an uphill battle.
yeah. It's asking you to judge it hand in hand. But if it was just like I'm snowy alien movie, I would have been like, yeah, it's fine. It's kind of like The Thing. I like that. I like that it's kind of like The Thing. But yeah, whenever you're like, hey guys, judge me, yeah, we're gonna. And not nicely either, which is brutal because there are things that are kind of interesting about it plot wise. I love that they really did stick to how did the Norwegians get here? What's going on? Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I like her. But yeah, when you take one of the greatest practical effects movies of all time and slock it next to something with some weird CGI on top of it, and the CGI isn't even that bad, but when it's like, oh, we could have had practical and you messed it up, like that again, it's insult to injury. On top of that, what else you got, man? What else you got going on?
Well, before anyone ask why this blue bottle that I'm waving around, it is cold. I am a little, and when it gets cold, my sinuses act up, and I get a little under the weather. So
Are you vapor rubbing right now, bro?
This is Vicks Vapor Rub. So if you see it, my nose, so I don't sound as congested. I'm kind of waving it around to get the kind of scent in my system, so I don't sound as congested.
I love that. I'll huff a whole bottle of that stuff, man. I love me some Vicks Vapor Rub. That little burn you get from it, yeah.
So if you see me doing this, or you see this, I'm trying to get the scent of my system.
I thought you were entertaining a cat right off screen, just like
no. But for my pick, in honor of the late great Rob Reiner, who sadly was taken from us last month, I want to talk about probably his only horror film, Misery, starring one of the greatest actresses ever, Kathy Bates.
James Caan. I mean, based on a Stephen King novel.
So good.
Fantastic. I mean, talk about a movie that one scene defines it. But that one scene is not all that movie is. There's a lot of movies that have one scene that everybody knows, and the rest of the movie is kind of forgettable. This is a fantastic film, fantastically acted, fantastic tension. Yes, that one scene is horrible and should be remembered. The hobbling, but that's not all this movie is. It is so much more about the tension and the building up and the just the freakiness of it all. I mean, this was audition before audition existed. Famously, James Caan, famous author, gets in a car crash, is stuck in a cabin in the snowy weather, freezing blizzard, and the woman who's nursing him back to health is a super fan, played by Kathy Bates. And oh my gosh, she don't want to let him go. And when he tries to escape, she hobbles him with a sledgehammer, smashing his feet. And it is one of the nastiest, gnarliest moments in cinema history. But what a great movie. Fantastically acted. And it has like some Black Phone elements of it too, like him trying to escape and her having all the exits covered. It is. I mean, one location, two actors. You don't get better than this, man.
No, it's just two amazing actors, the best to ever do it, just in mostly one single location. I know you have a subplot with the sheriff, which is really interesting, but like other than that, just 98% of the movie, those two actors just acting their ass off and just absolutely incredible. And speaking of Oscars, Kathy Bates won an Oscar for Misery, which well deserved.
Well deserved. Yes, absolutely. So let's see what else we got here. This is one that surprisingly was a surprise to me. I had read the comic book, and when they made the movie, I was excited to see what they were going to do with it, and it was really fun. 2007. starring Josh Hartnett and Melissa George. This is 30 Days of Night. There it is. A really cool take on like the vampire onslaught
Yeah.
genre. The vampires were very interesting because they're not your typical suave suave vampires. They're like animalistic wolves, and just a really cool movie. Very bloody. I think this movie, in that early 2.7 shaky camera problem where every action scene is like, oh, the camera's just being shooken to death, and you're getting dizzy and you're getting sick. But I liked the movie a lot, and it did. Josh Hartnett at this point was still very much sort of the, sort of a heartthrobby character with a bad haircut, but he showed up for this movie and cut up a bunch of vampires with an axe, which is sick.
Yeah. This one, I absolutely love the concept of this movie. This fun twist on a vampire film takes place in a town in Alaska where for 30 entire days, it's nothing but night and darkness. And which I think actually is based off a real thing. Because I know there are some towns in Alaska where it's like you get 30 days of daylight the entire time. And you have a clan of vampires go in and be like, oh, it's going to be an all I can eat buffet for 30 days. Just go in, and it's, absolutely love this film. Love the take on the vampires, how it's not like the suave, sexy vampires we see quite often, but it's more mutated, feral vampires. Danny Houston, great actor.
Great actor. Yeah. Yeah, this was the era of Twilight. So yeah, it did definitely sort of throw it back to making vampires scary, which is great. Just a really solid movie, worth a rewatch. There were some sequels. I don't think any of them stood up to how cool this first movie was.
I think straight to video. I think
Pretty
they were all
straight to video.
but
Did you? I mean, speaking of a great horror series, the most recent season of True Detective, Night Country with Jodie Foster, takes place during the 30 Days of Night up in Alaska, and it was pretty horrifying. It definitely dipped its toe into horror. There's like hallucinations and murder and some downright Thing-esque moments. Fossils in the snow that we don't know what they are. I'm a big True Detective fan. I think multiple seasons are fantastic. And I think the Jodie Foster one definitely stood out as being unique with its location in the freezing tundra of Alaska. And I think as Mazer said, last season of True Detective could have been called something else and still been amazing. I agree. It didn't necessarily need to be True Detective. It was almost too horror to be True Detective, but I love it. I'm not mad at it.
I don't know. The first season had a lot of horror elements to it.
Sure, everybody was the LSD and the creepy the Yellow King. Yeah, you're right. They've been dipping their toes in it. I've been a big fan. I really think the season with Mahershala Ali was fantastic. But to go with our theme, season 4 of Night Country was pretty solid.
So I have not seen that one yet. I need to get on it. Which
it's good.
Adore Jodie Foster. I think she's probably my favorite actress.
She plays kind of a bad guy in this movie. Like she is the hero, but she's mean. She's a mean old cuss in this season.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see it because again, like Silence of the Lambs, which, of course, which I have right behind me. She plays the hero, so I do kind of want to see her back in a detective role and see, as like you said, she's kind of just a mean, flawed character. I'd like to see, something like that, as opposed to where Silence of the Lambs, she was
innocent. Yeah.
Oh, innocent. The innocent hero. Absolutely.
She was the lamb that was silent. Yep. All right. What do you got?
A film I rewatched last night. Let me pull it out. Black Phone 2, a recent one. great film. If you have you had a chance to watch it yet?
No, that was
Uh,
what I was going to watch last night, but I didn't.
okay, yeah, it's so of course sequel to The Black Phone, which came out had its wide release in 2022, starring the great Ethan Hawke. The original about a serial killer who kidnaps a young boy. What he does, he keeps them locked in their basement, psychologically tortures them for several days, and then finally murders them. Kidnaps a boy named Finney, played by Mason Thames. Of course, Finney keeps getting calls in this, what he thinks is a non working, not connected black phone hanging up in the soundproof basement, and it's ghosts of Grabber's past victims telling him how to defeat them. Uh, Somewhat spoiler alert for an almost 4-year-old movie if you hadn't seen it yet.
The original Black Phone.
The original Black Phone from 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Finney defeats him, kills him, and yeah. So this one, yeah, KG just said that he has not seen Black. So I will keep this spoiler free as possible. So yeah, this one I was, when they announced the Black Phone sequel, I was a little skeptical because I thought Black Phone should have just been a one-off. It's strong enough on its own. Fun fact, original novel written by Joe Hill, who was the son of Stephen King.
Nice.
So yeah, I was a little skeptical, but you know what? I was actually surprised how well they pulled it off. It's, I always said if they want to do more and they keep the story going, it could end up being this generation's Nightmare on Elm Street. And it's very heavily Nightmare on Elm Street inspired. It's got a little mix of the original Nightmare in there, got a little mix of Dream Warriors. And yeah, overall, I think they did a fantastic job. And it's set in the snow, a snowy camp, which is a youth Christian retreat, which, yeah, that's all I'm going to say.
Because nothing ever horrible has ever happened at a youth Christian camp. I can't wait to watch this movie. I love the original. The trailer for the new one got me hooked. I've just been waiting to watch it with my wife and haven't had a chance yet. So one that I got to see in theater back in 2009 is Dead Snow, which is a Norwegian film with Nazi zombies trapped in the snow, killing Norwegian medical students on a ski trip. And it is fun. It's gory. It had a sequel that was even gorier. It's having a good time. This one's really fun. I dug Dead Snow and recommend it to anybody who just wants to see some zombie mayhem that doesn't take itself too seriously. It's always good to see Nazis get killed again. So yeah, I love me some Dead Snow and its sequel. Sequel's having more fun. Sequel's not a better movie by any means, but I think it doesn't care. It's like, guys, we have a zombie head in a helmet that's like one of the lead stars, and we're just going to be gorier than the first movie. Have fun, guys. Go off. Have fun. I'm having a good time. Yeah, and zombies, come on. I love me some zombies.
Can't go wrong with zombies. So yeah, this is one I'm going to add to my watch list. You convinced me to watch it. Zombies in the snow.
Zombies in the snow. Yeah. Dead Snow. Dead Snow 2, Red versus Dead. Yeah, it's they're just having a great time with it. Absolutely worth checking out, and just gory as hell. So come on.
Yeah, let's do it. Next one I want to talk about. We did a full episode on it with Jenna from the Craft Witch a few months ago, or last year actually. God, time has flown by. I've seen y'all in the comments mention it. It's the pattern on my sweater.
The Shining.
Oh, probably the best horror snow film ever made.
Absolutely. It is, the claustrophobia of being trapped when there's nothing physically keeping you there, but the temperature is a great convention. The Shining deals with madness, cabin fever, ghosts, another Stephen King masterpiece. What a fantastic film. Terrifying. Him freezing at the end. Famously, not how the book goes, but famously badass nonetheless. I love this movie. I love how chilly it gets. I love that last shot of him just frozen in the cold. the final
This
chase of him running through the maze in the freezing cold with Danny. Danny, Daddy loves you. You're like, what? It's great. It's great.
so let me tell you, I saw this in theaters 2024 around Halloween time. There's a regional chain in my town that has a theater in my town
Yeah.
that does partners with Flashback Cinemas. One of their Halloween lineup was The Shining. Incredible. Then
Great.
last month, me and my partner went and saw The Shining when they re-released it in IMAX, and holy shit,
Cool to see
it
it in
was
IMAX.
oh my god, it was an absolutely incredible experience to see it in IMAX. It's it's one of those. I think it's a fantastic story about a family, which I know the novel and the film are completely different,
Yeah.
but the film, fantastic story about a family trapped in a hotel, and you have the dad who is basically glowing mad from the isolation. He's going mad from the spirits in the hotel, having to also
Ghosts.
it's it's absolutely incredible. Of course, you have a wonderful performance from Jack Nicholson, wonderful performance from Shelley Duvall.
Mm.
Another one of those like Misery, great horror setting with just great horror story and set in one place with a very select few cast members, where it's just basically this family of three trapped in this big motel for an entire winter. I think the greatest, probably the greatest, I guess you could say, haunted house movie.
Yeah.
Guess you could say haunted house, greatest haunted house movie ever made, greatest winter weather horror movie ever made. So,
Absolutely. A classic through and through. Sorry, Stephen King. It rocks. Speaking of single locations, minimum cast. This is one that came out in 2010 that when I saw it, I thought was pretty brilliant, but we were also at the height of the found footage era. This is not a found footage movie, but it felt cheap like a found footage movie. And it was cheap, but it's a pretty cool movie. Talking about Frozen, 2010, directed by Adam Green, who did all the Hatchet movies. Three skiers find themselves stranded on a chairlift at a New England ski resort that is closed for the next week, and they're forced to make life or death choices that prove to be more perilous than staying put and freezing to death. Pretty cool because it's a survival movie. There's no monsters, but it's kind of like, what was that movie, The Tower, where like the girls climb to the top of the tower and they fall and they get stuck up there. It's one of those movies. It's like the Reef or The Shallows. Like, you're stuck somewhere and you're either going to get killed by the elements or killed by the animals or just killed by the freezing cold. Frozen is a very intense movie. It's borderline horror. I mean, I guess it is horror. That's where you'd find it in the movie store.
Yeah.
But there aren't any ghosts or monsters, but it is pretty terrifying and very bleak. And I dig it. It definitely fits our vibe. That movie makes you feel cold just watching it.
Again, it's another one of those. It's horror because it's, what do they do? And it's no matter what decision they make, it's going to be the wrong one.
Yeah.
So that's honestly the horror within it. It's okay. Do I do this where I die slowly, or do I make this decision where I die even slower than that? So
or do I jump from the chairlift, break my legs, and the wolves eat me? That sounds like fun.
It's fantastic film, and you're right. It came out around the same time. It's great because around that time we were towards the tail end of the 2000s remake era, which we did an episode of last year with Christopher Carlson. Check that out in our archives on YouTube. And then we were in the middle of the found footage era, where every fucking horror film was a found footage horror.
Everything
was a horror film, and it just because studios wanted to be cheap, not because it worked with the story. But that's another topic for another day. So it was honestly refreshing to get this original film, smaller budget, more intimate horror film where it's just a survivalist horror.
Um, pretty good stuff. So I've gotten working The Walking Dead season 9, the end of season 9, we did a blizzard episode. And if you guys want, I got some. We could share some pictures to talk about how you film in the snow. Um, uh, we Oh, is it not going to let me share my screen?
Oh
Wait,
no.
you gotta open system settings. It's going to make me like restart, isn't it? You son of a beach. Uh, allow. May not be able. Let's see if it'll do it. Oh, entire screen. Yeah, it won't let me share while
I
I
was getting
am.
ready to say, if for some reason it cuts you off, I was going to say, chat, start asking questions. The
Sh-
chat. So
should I just refresh and see what happens? No, we got this. We got this. We can I can figure this out. But so when you're filming in snow, there's a couple different options. There's actual snow where they get a snow machine, pump it full of ice and start blowing snow, but it melts immediately and it makes everything super wet. There's like soap where they spray soap in the air and it floats and looks like snow, but then it hits the ground and gets super slippery and super wet. You can do like cut up chunks of paper that makes the air like super dusty and you're breathing that crap in and then you're just like but there's multiple ways to do this, and they'd bring a whole truck. For Walking Dead, we did a lot of the soap and the paper, and you bring this whole truck and they get all the shredded paper from like Office Depot where people would do mass shreddings, and they would bring that paper and then just dump it into a chipper shredder that then fed into a snow machine that would blast out pieces of fake snow, which was always just hilarious to me that was how we did this. So I'm hopping on StreamYard from a different browser to see if we can make this work. And then we went to a studio called Trillis Studios, and gonna mute. What if I did this? Am I doubled up? Oh my gosh.
What happened?
I can hear myself in an echo.
I don't hear an echo.
Okay, we're gonna try this.
Are y'all hearing an echo in the chat?
All right, here we are. Fake snow. And then we had the snowy zombies. See, that's all soap on the ground. And he's covered with soap. Here we are inside the studio. This is a huge studio, bigger than 2 football fields, covered with fake snow, and they're blowing that paper everywhere. You felt cold. You felt cold just looking at it, and your mind tricked you. It was crazy. Here's another angle of it. So to go across the ice river, it was wax because the wax would crack as you walked on it, and it would give that like splintering look. Yeah, this was really fun to do. Amy Lacey, R.I.P. Just an incredible script supervisor, incredible person. Here we are in the fake snow. It looks so real, though. We had a good time. And then it actually snowed on this day, but this is all fake snow. But yeah, we had a good time doing all that stuff. Yeah, there we go.
That is awesome. Hey, movie magic or TV magic.
Right? Yeah, working that season was really amazing, and to do that blizzard at the end of the year was just something that I was really stoked to get to do, and to be in just like a really big like sound stage to do all that icy stuff. Yeah, it is way better because so one time we were filming Walking Dead and it started to snow, and there was a freak blizzard in the middle of like April or something, or March. Shouldn't have been snowing, and it was like, guys, we need to like reshoot this scene, and they're like, we don't have time for that, fix it in post. I can't paint out snowflakes because there's too many, and especially when it starts sticking to the ground. So what I had to do was add snow to the rest of the scene, and it cost $70,000 to add snow to the rest of the scene. And it was just like, if you had just reshot, like just like just take the time, take an hour and reshoot part of it, we would have been fine. But I had my guy Tommy, shout out to Tommy, he's my on-set supervisor. I was like, they're just going to keep going. Tommy, you got to run to the store down the street. I need to buy flour, sugar, powdered sugar, whatever you got that's white. And he showed up back with like all these shopping bags, and we started dumping it on the set so that it looked like the snow had stuck, because I knew we were going to have to put that snow back in. So yeah, in that one scene, there was like just snow collecting on the windmill, and we had to do it. Oh, it was ridiculous. So yeah, got any more movies for us?
I
I got
do
a
have a
couple.
few. I do
Yeah.
have a few, but I actually want to mention a show.
Oh yeah, what is it?
Particularly. So there is a great Canadian show that ran from 2016 to 2023 called Dreamcatcher. Well, it's called Slasher. It's a Canadian production. It was originally aired, so it's been on 3 different networks. First network it was originally on, in America at least, was Chiller, a short-lived horror channel. The second season it was picked up on Netflix, and for its final 2 seasons it was picked up for Shudder. The second season, which is on Netflix, called Guilty Party, great season. It is about a group of young adults, probably mid to late 20s, who are going to a summer camp they worked at as a teen, where they participated in the murder of one of their fellow counselors. Now they're adults. They found out that the one half of the summer camp is now a new age rehab facility, and the other half is about to get torn down and become a shopping center. And the part where that's getting ready to get torn down is where they hid the body of the girl they participated in the murder in. So they go during the dead of winter to try and dig up her bones to hide the evidence so they won't get in trouble. But yeah, great season. I think probably my favorite season out of the Slasher series. I can't recommend Slasher enough. It's first 3 seasons on Netflix. Oh, it's like American Horror Story, but Canadian.
So Mike keeps saying Dreamcatcher, and I had to
I have
look
not
this
seen
up.
this.
2003, Dreamcatcher. 4 boyhood pals perform a heroic act and are changed by the powers they gain in return. Years later, on a hunting trip in the Maine woods, they're overtaken by a vicious blizzard that harbors an ominous presence. Challenged to stop an alien force, the friends must first prevent the slaughter of innocent civilians by a military vigilante, and then overcome a threat to the bond that unites the 4 of them. What? Morgan Freeman, Thomas Jane, Timothy Oliphant, Tom Sizemore, Donnie Wahlberg. I mean, listen to this lineup. But then the reviews on Letterboxd are like 1 star, 1.5 star. This is a terrible movie, arguably the worst movie ever made. Nothing like a bad movie full of good actors, bucko. Is this a good movie? It's a Stephen
King adaptation. Yeah.
Dreamcatcher was awesome. Yeah, can't believe I haven't seen it either. Is this the one where the alien crawls in some guy's? But it's fun. Okay, it's so negative.
Oh, is that the one where he's taking a piss and
the alien shoots up his dunk
on his pecker?
Yeah, flies right in. Maybe I think that is this movie. This is all right. So we're gonna add it to the list.
Yeah, we'll watch it. We'll watch it.
Watch it, Dreamcatcher.
Hell yeah. I mean, you can't go wrong with the great cast.
Great cast. This film, it's not the worst reviewed on here. It's at a 2.5 on Letterboxd, which isn't great, but I've watched a lot worse. So yeah, we'll see. Okay.
All right.
The movie Krampus, from 2015, Michael Dougherty. I love this movie because it is an amalgamation of all my other favorite Christmas films. You know, you got Christmas Vacation in there. You got some, Gremlins in there. You got a lot of great homages, but also great Krampus and a gigantic blizzard. I can't believe they built this entire street on a soundstage and then put the blizzard in there for the snow attack scene of Krampus. And they try to escape their house as they're like battened down and they're being attacked by elves and gingerbread men and killer toys. Really, really fun movie. It's one of my it is a 5-star Christmas movie for me. I watch it every year and I get super stoked every time I watch it.
Yeah, it's a fun Christmas film. Mike said, "Look who directed Dreamcatcher."
Lawrence
It's actually
Kasdan,
the same guy who directed The Big Chill, and he also wrote Raiders of the Lost Ark and several Star Wars films. So
what? Oh my goodness, yeah. Oh my gosh. He's credited for writing Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Solo, Star Wars: The Force Awakens, The Bodyguard, Body Heat, The Big Chill, Silverado, Wyatt Earp. Hell be your Huckleberry. That's wild. That's wild. Absolutely crazy. Man, I did not know. He directed Body Heat and The Big Chill. I love The Big Chill. He also directed Wyatt Earp. Okay. All right.
All right. We'll have to check it out then. But yeah, Krampus.
Standing
Krampus
out
is a lot of
as
fun.
a huge dud on his resume. His Dreamcatcher.
I think every director has a dud. So
you got to have one in there, you know. I can't believe you got. I think people are more impressed that we have not seen this movie than anything else. You know what? I can't watch them all, man. Krampus, so fun. You like this one?
Yeah, I love Krampus. One I try to watch every year around Christmas time, along with Silent Night, Deadly Night, and Christmas Evil, Terrifier 3. But yeah, a lot of fun. Love the kind of like you said, it's kind of like a horror film version of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah,
and I love that. It's a lot of fun,
so
and I see why it's held up all these years.
Yes. I would love to see more of those. I would love to see another Krampus movie. I want to see what's under that creepy mask, man. I love the practical effects in it, and good chilly setting too, being snowed in. I mentioned Gremlins. Do you have another one? Yeah, Gremlins.
Blackcoat's Daughter.
Yeah,
that's Oz Perkins's first directed, one of his first directed films.
Solid movie.
Set in a Catholic boarding school during a snowstorm during a winter break. And one of the girls they think is becoming possessed by a demon and is becoming psychotic.
This is a good cast too. This is early in their careers, but Emma Roberts and Kieran Shipka, who both have become very good actresses in their own right and have done some great stuff. But I think this was solidly atmospheric. And very, very creepy. Impressive. Yeah, really creepy. Good atmosphere, small cast, chilly winter setting, fits the bill. I was actually this was a surprise one for me because the trailer did not grab me at all. It made it look really boring. And then like partway into the movie, I'm like, oh no, is this movie boring as shit? And then like right when it heard me say that, it switched and got pretty good pretty fast and ends strong.
Yeah, and this is like you said, it's one of those. It's a very good slow burn. If you wait it out and get to the final half of wait out the very slow first half and get to that second half when things start getting crazy, fantastic payoff. Yeah, you have Kiernan Shipka very early into her career. At this point, Emma Roberts was really establishing herself as a scream queen, where she started out as a Nickelodeon star, niece of Julia Roberts. Around this time, it was like after Blackcoat's Daughter came out after, Scream 4, all her American Horror Story performances. So she was kind of already establishing herself as the scream queen icon that I think she's looked at as now. So yeah, great. And Oz Perkins. before he had his kind of, I guess you would say, mainstream breakout with Long Legs and the Monkey.
Yep.
Less said about Keeper, the better. But hey, you like we said, you can't all have, they all can't be winners.
Can't all have 'em all.
But yeah, very atmospheric, slow burn, wonderful winter setting, use of winter setting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I got a comic book. I know we do movies on
Ooh.
this show, but I got a comic book. It's called Black Fire. This is a comic book my brother got me, and it is amazing. It is about Napoleonic forces, and they're trapped in Russia in the freezing winter of Russia, and they're gonna die. They're gonna starve. They're gonna freeze, and they find this old like monastery, and inside the monastery there's monsters, and it's bloody as shit, and it's got like some Hellraiser vibes going on.
Ooh.
It is, I mean, when I say Hellraiser vibes, there's some great demons in this, there's some cannibalism in this, there's some like elder god eldritch horror shit. It is very interesting, and it is
Very nice.
right in line with that, like trapped in a single location. Monsters are coming after us. We don't know who to trust. We don't know what's real. There's this great creature in it that has fingers for teeth, which is like, what? Yes,
Sick.
I would absolutely love to make this into a movie. You're always trying to figure out who has the rights and what's going on. But the creatures in it are phenomenal. The paranoia in it is phenomenal. I mean, come on, what was the wolf shooting lightning, angels riding it? It's got like religious mythology in it. And like I said, really violent and bloody as hell. Here's a skinned bear monster that attacks them. It just goes nonstop, and it is a one-off comic. I have it in hardcover, and it is just absolutely brilliant. Let's find the last big bad monster, because he is absolutely bitching to look at. Hallucinations. Yeah, here we go. So very, very Pinhead-esque. He's got this mask nailed to his face, which is so friggin' cool. Yeah, if you guys are into comic books, and like some wintry good, this definitely is inspired by The Thing, but Napoleonic forces who famously went into Russia in winter, and they're like, well, not going to be a big, they went at the end of the spring, and they're like, we'll be done by the fall, we'll be back home by Christmas. And the Russians were like, ha ha, you've never been in a Russian winter, fool. And they got trapped, in like millions of French forces, Napoleonic forces, died freezing to death, because the Russians, they didn't even have to fight them, they just kept retreating and then burning the earth behind them. So then as the Napoleonic forces would advance, there was nothing for them to take. This is true history. So they're just starving to death. Everywhere they go, they'd be like, we'll just pillage this town and steal their food. We don't need rations. And then they'd get to the town, and the town would be burnt to the ground, and the earth would have been salted. And the Russians were like, ha, suck it. And they just left them to freeze to death. So then they had to march back through all this area that had nothing for them, just barren wasteland. And so, yeah, the Napoleon forces at that time had a shitty winter, and like 1 million people died. Horrible. But yeah, if you check out this book, Black Fire, who produced it? Arcania, very independent label. I don't even know if they exist anymore. But fantastic book. You guys should check it out.
I'll have to keep an eye out on that.
Yeah.
KG mentioned Wrong Turn 4, which is funny. My partner mentioned Wrong Turn 4.
Bloody Beginning. Yeah, it does take place in a snowstorm.
Yeah, we could do a whole episode about my dislike for the Wrong Turn franchise, but
look, cannibals in the Wrong Turn, aka The Hills Have Eyes, the ripoff. They're having fun. There's mutants.
My thing is, so I had never seen any of them up until like 2 or 3 years ago. I think I'd seen the first one, but my partner, they're a guilty pleasure movie franchise for him. So he's like, oh, let's binge watch for an entire week, watch every Wrong Turn. Yeah, a night. So we started out with Wrong Turn, the original. Yeah, pretty good movie. I
Yeah,
enjoyed it.
not bad,
Wrong
right?
Turn 2. Wrong Turn 2 was a hell of a lot of fun. You got Henry fucking Rollins, punk rock king, in it. And you got kind of like a Survivor knockoff element. I love it. Third one, not good. Third one, not good.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm
Third one,
scrolling through reviews of this, and yours just popped up. So go ahead, continue.
third one, not good. Fourth one, snow element was cool. Also not good. Fifth one, terrible. Sixth one of the biggest pieces of shit I've ever seen in my life. So then it got to where the final night he was like, yeah, we got the remake to do. I was like, shit, we got to watch this. And he was like, yeah. I was like, okay. He was like, I think you might enjoy it because this one might be right up your alley. Got to the remake done by our friend of the show, Mike P. Nelson, who we had on last month for Silent Night Deadly Night.
Yeah.
Breath of Fresh Air was the remake. It's a great film. I cannot recommend it enough. Yeah, it's not hillbilly inbred cannibals. It's about a kind of a cult of people who like to live the old way of life. And if you intrude on their land, they're going to kill you. Fantastic film. Actually have the remake on Blu-ray. But yeah, rest of the movie.
So I clicked on, I'm on Letterboxd right here. I click on Wrong Turn 4. I'm scrolling through the reviews just to see what other people are saying. Helen, who I follow, she says, okay, it's a step up from 3. It went back to some basics and did some things right. Then she says, better than another person, better than it has any right being. And I scroll and all of a sudden here's Chase. The fuck was this shit? People being like, pretty good, but better than the last one. It's all right. The fuck was this shit? Yeah, I know that guy. That is too funny. It has better reviews than Dreamcatcher. Just say it. Home Alone 2 Lost in New York is definitely a horror movie. Home Alone 2 Lost in New York has one of the funniest moments in cinema history. I don't care. When Marv gets electrocuted and he turns into a skeleton, I will almost choke to death laughing. Yeah, just pure gold. It doesn't get better than that. We peaked at that moment of comedy. That was the funniest thing to ever happen. So freaking funny. I have one more movie that isn't a horror movie, but I have to recommend to everybody. It's called The Great Silence. It's 1968. Ooh. Directed by Sergio Corbucci. Yes, it is an Italian horror film, a spaghetti western. His voice was the silence of death. A mute gunslinger fights in the defense of a group of outlaws and vengeful young widow against a group of ruthless bounty hunters. The bounty hunter is played by a renowned piece of shit but incredible actor, Klaus Kinski. And it is the inspiration for The Hateful Eight. Inspiration is a loose word, but fantastic winter-based western that is bleak as shit and kind of a horror movie because this guy's mute because as a child, Klaus Kinski slit his throat and cut his tongue out. Gnarly. Freaking gnarly. And he has now come back to get revenge, and it is bleak as shit and kind of a horror movie in that sense because everything goes wrong, and it's bloody as hell, and blood on the snow is very cool. Storm of the Century. Yes. Yeah, that's a good one.
I haven't seen that one either.
Is it Stephen King? Yeah, it's Stephen King. Of course it's Stephen King. Storm of the Century. 1999. It has written by Stephen King. When a blizzard hits an isolated island town, it brings with it a mysterious stranger intent on terrorizing the people for a sinister purpose. It's fun. It's got good good Stephen Kingy stuff in it. Great location. Everybody's locked in. It's kind of like The Mist, but with snow instead of mist. Not as bleak and not as monstrous, but a solid movie. And the tagline, give me what I want and I'll go away. Devil comes to the snowstorm. Good stuff.
All right. All right. I'm gonna have to add that to my list now. Who doesn't love Stephen King? I'm gonna rapid fire my last few picks.
Yeah, hit it.
First of all, 2022's No Exit, which is a Hulu exclusive movie about a girl who is going to go visit her sick mother. She stops at during a snowstorm. She has to stop and take shelter at this community center. While there, she finds a little girl tied up, bound, and gagged in the back of a truck, and she has to figure out which of the other four shelterers that are also taking shelter is the actual kidnapper. Good one. Highly recommend that one.
Whoa.
Another one, Nosferatu 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Great winter film. Cannot recommend it enough. Love gothic horror. Let the Right One In and Let Me In. Another vampire and snow films.
Yeah. Both fantastic. Both fantastic for different reasons. Like a solid remake, but both have things that make them worthwhile. I think it's one of the rare times where the remake is so similar to the original, but still has merit in its own.
Yeah, and I mean it's the Let the Right One In is a foreign film. Let Me In is basically the exact same film, but in English. But yeah,
with a great performance.
Oh, great performances. Another one, not so great of a film, but I highly recommend it just because it was at one time lost media. Iced from the 1980s, which was just brought back from the dead last year thanks to Vinegar Syndrome. Now it's on Tubi. So yeah, it was a lost film. It's a slasher set.
89? When did that come out?
89.
Okay.
So yeah, slasher set in a ski resort for the longest time was a lost film. Because it never got a DVD release, never got a Blu-ray release. Vinegar Syndrome took one of the last surviving tape masters and put it on Blu-ray, and yeah, now it's available on streaming. So yeah, shows why physical media is important. And my last one, not a horror film, but the Coen Brothers Fargo. You can't go wrong with Fargo. Fantastic film.
So the original movie Fargo and the TV series are two of my favorite things. The first season of the TV series is one of my favorite seasons of television of all time, purely for Billy Bob Thornton being a villain and a fantastic one at that.
Oh, fantastic.
The whole series is pretty great, but that first season is just top tier stuff. Yeah, and I love the original Fargo. Just fantastic. Good stuff. I need to check out Ice. This looks fun. Solid slasher. Is it a good movie? No, but I have to give it all the credit in the world to Vinegar Syndrome for scanning it. That's you. It's fun because it's like when I scroll these, Chase pops up first on a lot of these. So very, very cool. Guys, what are your favorites? What are your favorite snowy horror movies? Which one of these did you like? Let us know in the comments. Let's keep the conversation going over on the Discord. Hope you guys stay warm as this winter storm rolls through. Hope you don't get attacked by any Yetis. Do be safe out there if you have to drive. Nothing's happening yet, but around 4:00 it's going to start raining, and then I think tonight it's going to get really cold. So Sunday and Monday, just careful on the roads, guys. Throw some salt on your steps. It doesn't have to be fancy salt. Get a little kosher, a little Morton's. Just throw it on your steps. We don't need anybody cracking their skulls on the steps, which would be bad. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. I think it's going to be a lot of hype, but at the same time, we prepped up. You never know. You never know. All you can do is be safe. We got to give away some blood going. I got a good one for today. Ooh. We're gonna say, well, no, it can't be that because fuck those guys. But we're gonna change it to snow. It was gonna be ice, but boo. So snow, yay. So we like the snow, and go to the Discord. open garlic salt. Go to the Discord, open up a ticket, type in snow, let it snow. I hope we get. I'll take snow. Snow's
Yeah,
beautiful and fun.
I'll take snow over ice any day.
Yeah, ice sucks. It's cold. You slip on it, and it has horrible connotations. So let's stick with snow. And follow us on all the social medias for the
Yeah.
for the block of horror. Chase plugs. Let's wrap it up.
Yes. So first, real quickly, follow me on all my socials at Oh Hey It's Chase. I'm mostly on Instagram, Letterbox, and Blue Sky. Follow all things Block of Horror. See me here every Saturday with you, Aaron, on Half Hour Horror. Yesterday on the Dead Meat channel, James put out a great video, and it's very true. And I've seen a few other horror influencers do the same thing. So now it's my turn. If you're able to, go see 28 years later the Bone Temple in theaters while it's in theaters. It's not doing so well right now, but it is like my favorite horror film of the decade so far. It tells an absolutely incredible story, and it deserves to be seen in theaters. So if you're able to, go see it in theaters. And also, I just want to give a huge thank you. Few months ago, me and Aaron, after we went off live one day, we were talking about how we'd like to kind of interview someone from Silent Night, Deadly Night. Little did we know, we got to interview one of the composers, Martin from Blitz Berlin. We got to interview the director, Mike P. Nelson, and we got to interview one of the stars, David Tomlinson. So thank you to everyone who did that. That is like, I thought it was just going to stay a pipe dream, and it was actually a dream come true.
Yeah.
Just to be able to talk to people making that movie. Thank you to Mike, David, and Martin. Thank you to the official Silent Night, Deadly Night social media pages for promoting it. Thank you to Cineverse for promoting it.
Yeah.
That was just an incredible thing, just to be able to kind of actually, this thing I thought was just going to be a pipe dream that would never happen. It fucking happened. Holy shit. Like,
I was saying last week, thank God it was a good movie, because we were pumped about it. And yeah, you got all these guests lined up that were fantastic. All of them were so fun to talk to. And we just we've kicked it off strong this year, man. The Silent Night, Deadly Night, and then also
another thank you,
Tina Romero. Yeah, that was fun.
That was another pipe dream I had never thought would happen, because we were just talking one day about maybe like, oh, let's talk, maybe George A. Romero episode. And I was like, it'd be sick if we could talk to Tina Romero. And I never in a million years thought she would,
she just randomly got back to us. Like, like you sent out the email, and weeks later she's like, oh, sorry, just getting back to this. Yeah, that'd be great. And it was like,
she's like, I'm down. We were both like, what? Like, and she was our first guest of the year. Yeah. Like that was just so, she was wonderful to talk to. So yeah, thank you, Tina Romero, for coming on. That was awesome. And yeah, thank you to all our guests who have came on. And yeah, it's going to be exciting. Yeah, more to come.
We're lining them up. It's going to be great. Yeah, we got more stuff. We'll see you guys next week here on the Half Hour Horror. Until then, guys, stay warm, stay safe, and watch some horror movies while you're snowed in.